Serving fans throughout the Midwest and even more around the world, this is the Show Me Sports Network. The following is an exclusive broadcast property presentation of the Show Me Sports Network and is a high-fidelity, all-digital broadcast. This broadcast is copyright by the Show Me Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast without the Show Me Sports Network's written consent is prohibited.
Salisbury is at the plate in the top of the first inning. Sorry for getting us on air late. We're doing a whole lot of mixing and matching with so many games taking place this afternoon. But regardless, you just missed one batter, King for Salisbury, grounding out on a bunt to start the game. And now Camry Weckenberg is in with nobody on and one out in the top of the first inning. Thanks so much for spending your Saturday with us on the Show Me Sports Network. I'm Ben Schmidt, joined by Cam Payne for this entire broadcast between Van Fowler and Salisbury. This next pitch is swung on and fouled back, so Weckenberg is in a 2-ball, 2-strike count. She's batting second and playing third today for Salisbury, who's the away team in this tournament matchup. Get you a little bit more details about the tournament here in a moment. Here comes Jensen, 2-ball and 2-strike delivery. Right-hander is back in the circle. The pitch will skip in there low, and now we've run full. So this is still the first round. The second game's being played as just about an hour or so ago. Hallsville defeated Harrisburg, and New Bloomfield defeated Westran. So now we've got two more games. Winners advancing, losers going to the consolation bracket. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. This one popped high on the infield. Second baseman for Van Far going out, and making the catch will be Kayla Heaton for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down for the pitcher Jensen, and off to a good start for the Salisbury right-hander. Cameron, I'll welcome you in now for the first time. And my game that I was calling, the Hallsville one, was a blowout, but you experienced a pretty good one, a close game that went over 6 innings, and hopefully we get another good contest here today in the second game between Salisbury and Van Far. First pitch outside a ball to Tori Ricketts.
It did go 6 innings. MVP of that game was Peyton Thomas. She had 10 strikeouts from New Bloomfield, so she showed she was an ace on the circle for them.
1-0 pitch is going to be swung on and fouled back. So now 1-1 on Tori Ricketts. King and Weckenberg both being retired here to start this top of the first inning. Van Far batting at the plate. Back on the circle now is Jensen. Right-hander rocks and winds that right arm and then delivers one that misses outside. So now we're at a 2-ball, 1-strike count on Ricketts. Julia Sloan waits on deck.
2 batters down, 2 outs, looking to get a 1-2-3 inning.
2-1 pitch is going to be delivered, and that will make it a 3-ball, 1-strike count on Ricketts. So in danger, Jensen is putting on her first Salisbury batter of the game. This one will miss outside, and that's a walk to Ricketts, so she'll trot on down to first base. Nice at bat there. She did not really chase anything on some of those close pitches.
Good eye by the batter, especially on that last pitch. She didn't chase it to outside the zone. So good eye by the batter.
So now stepping in, the left-handed hitting catcher, Julia Sloan, will bat with a runner on first base and 2 outs. And here comes the right-hander's first delivery. Runner's going, pitch is going to be in there. Throw down is going to be late, so a stolen base for Ricketts. Now a runner in scoring position for Salisbury with 2 outs.
The Jets on the baseline. She got there in a hurry. Tough throw.
So we'll see how that could come back to affect Jensen and this Van Far team. 1 ball and no strikes. There was a ball on that play. This one grounded foul. So now it is 1 ball and 1 strike. I believe I said the pitch was in there on the stolen base, but it actually did miss. So it's now 1 ball and 1 strike after the foul. Jensen looking to rebound and get out of this inning scoreless. Wilburn back behind the plate has been putting down the signs and has put down some good ones so far. No runs allowed and just a 1 base runner on the walk. Next pitch is popped up left side. Third baseman coming in and making the catch will be Shelton for out number 3, and the pop-up ends the inning. Nicely done by Jensen. Go to the bottom of the first inning. Van Far coming to the plate. We'll be right back on the Show Me Sports Network.
In today's world, injury prevention is at the top of everyone's list. However, heat-related occurrences get routinely overlooked. Zealous WBGT puts that front and center. By using cutting-edge formulas and technology, Zealous WBGT streamlines and simplifies obtaining and documenting wet bulb globe temperature readings. With a simple touch of a button, you can check WBGT anywhere in the world, receiving alerts when the WBGT goes over the threshold you select. Join the stress-free way to protect student-athletes, employees, and overall operations from extreme heat by downloading the free Zealous WBGT app today. Save time, save money, save lives with Zealous WBGT.
Creating custom, handcrafted woodworking projects has never been easier. Become a member of Sawdust Studios and enjoy 24/7 access to a woodworker's paradise. Outfit with industry-leading professional-grade tools, Sawdust Studios offers endless woodworking possibilities. Don't have woodworking experience? No problem, as Sawdust Studios offers affordable classes from a community of woodworkers, experienced designers, and master craftsmen. Youth classes are also offered for those junior woodworkers. For more information, search Sawdust Studios on Facebook or find them online at sawdust247.com. Sawdust Studios, your community woodshop.
Headed to the bottom of the first inning on the Show Me Sports Network. Ben Schmidt campaign bringing you this 9:30 a.m. matchup between Van Far and Salisbury. Winner moving on to take on the winner of Southern Boone and Sturgeon, which is happening on the other field. Thanks so much for spending your Saturday with us. I'm sure you're looking to see some offense here in this one after seeing only 3 runs in your last game, while Justin and I saw 10.
I mean, I love softball, offense, defense, you name it. I love watching it all. It's just a treat to be out here on a Saturday morning watching some high school softball.
Absolutely, and we have been given some really good weather. The nice breeze is really nice too. I mean, the sun's out, so it's going to get hot here at some point, but the breeze is certainly nice.
I
and
have to
hopefully,
say, Missouri, great softball state. The Tigers down the road in Columbia are always good. You're looking to have a good season in the spring. High school softball is always a treat in this state. Great players, great teams, great coaches.
So Jaden Howard taking the mound for Salisbury. First pitch is going to be upstairs, a ball 1-0 to Carmen Wilburn. Excuse me, not for Salisbury, Van Far. Salisbury is at the plate. So 1 ball and no strikes on Carmen Wilburn. The catcher leads things off. This one is in there. Called strikes now are even at 1-1.
Good pitch for Howard to get up and tie the count back into a 1-1 count. She's a senior at Salisbury.
1 ball and 1 strike pitch coming. It swung on a miss, is out in front of it. So a nice delivery there from Howard of Salisbury. She gets the swing and miss to make it 1-2 and get ahead of her first count.
Is a swing and miss. Is a swing and miss by Wilborn there.
Here comes the 1-2 delivery, misses upstairs. So now we're at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Wilburn. It's Madeline Caldwell on deck, and then the pitcher, Mara Jensen, to follow. Jensen at a scoreless top of the first inning to get this ball game underway. Now Howard tried to match that. 2-2 pitch on the way. That one also upstairs. Back-to-back misses, and that has run this count full.
Wilborn with good eye so far, able to get the full count. Really anybody's game when it comes to a full count if you're a pitcher or a batter. You're just focusing on the next pitch.
3 balls, 2 strikes. This one upstairs, and that's a leadoff walk as Wilburn works it all the way back from 1-2 to a walk, and she will go down to first base to start this ball game. Leadoff base runner against the pitcher Howard, and Van Far is in business here early.
Great eye by Wilborn there. She saw the ball forward, just took it and got to first base. Now they got a runner on for Van Far.
So we'll see what Madeline Caldwell can do stepping in. The shortstop hitting at the very front of the batter's box. Here's the delivery. Bunt shown, pulled back. Runner's going to try and steal. The throw down is going to skip in there, and it's late, so a stolen base for Wilburn and a runner in scoring position for Van Far with nobody out in the first.
Good job by Wilburn there to pick up the Jets. Looked like she was going to get beat by the throw, but again, misfire by the catcher there.
Caldwell did get a called strike on her on that pitch. We'll see if she tries to show bunt, maybe move that runner up to third base. Here comes the left-handed swinging arm of Howard. Bunt is shown, and it's fouled off, so now it's going to move to 0-2 on Caldwell, and we'll see if Van Far still wants to try and put the bunt down in a 2-strike count.
Interesting strategy I noticed from some of these teams here. At first game, too, trying to advance the runner with bunts. That was prevalent in the first game with a new Bloomfield and Western.
So back into the box now is the shortstop, Caldwell. She's behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Runner off of second base, that's Wilburn. Here's the delivery. Just missed outside, called ball 1 to make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're currently positioned on the first base side, so it's a little hard to tell how close that actually was to catching the outside part of the
Brave by
plate.
the batter, though, not the swing.
Yeah, it looked close from here. So now we'll do 1 ball, 2 strike. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss as Caldwell was out in front of it, so she's retired. The first strikeout for either side comes with 1 out in the first, and the runner will have to stay put at second base, and that'll bring up Jensen.
I've been there. It's just a tough swing and a miss. You just got to bounce back, play some defense, and then when you get back up to the plate again, just hit a ball.
So Mara Jensen will step in, the pitcher for Van Far, and she will take a called strike, nabs the outside corner to make it 0-1. This inning started with a Carmen Wilburn 3-2 walk. She then stole second base and was situated there when nobody out, but Caldwell just struck out for the first out of the bottom of the first inning. Into the windup goes Howard. Here's your delivery. Just missed outside. We're even, a ball and a strike. We're into the second. 2 games taking place here at the Hallsville Invitational. Both Hallsville and New Bloomfield advancing in the 8 a.m. games. Now we're into the 9:30s. Got underway just a tad late. 1-1 pitch coming, misses outside. Now 2-1 on Jensen. Haley Lowry, the center fielder, waits on deck for Van Far.
I love the pitcher versus pitcher matchup. It's always a little chess match at the plate when that happens.
Here comes the 2-1 delivery. Swung on a miss as Jensen was late on that one. Looked like Howard came with the heat, and that'll even things up at a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Would be a big bounce back here if Howard can retire back-to-back batters after Van Far immediately threatened by putting a runner in scoring position. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and it's fouled off. Just catching a piece of that one was Jensen as she was out in front of it. But she stays alive, and that's all you can do, so we'll do the 2-2 again.
It's a late swing, get a foul tip. Luckily, though, went right over the catcher's head towards the backstop.
Runner at second base, that's Wilburn. And now the left-hander, Howard, will take a long look into the catcher, Sloan, and here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and just caught a piece of it to foul it back, and that'll keep things once again at 2-2. Nice at-bat being worked here by Mara Jensen, the pitcher and number 3 hitter for Van Far.
You bring up a great point, Ben. It's a long tournament day. Making the pitcher work in the early games is kind of bad. It's bad for your team.
2-2 pitch, swung on a miss as Jensen chased the high heat, and that is the second straight strikeout swinging recorded by Howard. She's got back-to-back Van Far hitters retired, and the Salisbury left-hander is 1 out away from getting out of this first scoreless.
Howard's gotten both outs for Salisbury here.
Haley Lowry into the box. Right-handed hitting center fielder will take a ball high, 1-0. Just joining us, Ben Schmidt and Cam Payne, bringing you this second set of games at the Hallsville Invitational. Myself, Cam, Blake, and Justin will have coverage of this tournament all day long here on the Show Me Sports Network. 1-0 pitch is called strike to Lowry. We're even, a ball and a strike.
Lowry, senior at Van Far.
Winner of this game will move on to the winner's side of the bracket. Meanwhile, the loser goes to the consolation side. 1 ball, 1 strike on Lowry. Runner at second. 2 out, 0-0 ball game, and she's out in front here. Swings and misses to make it 1-2. The other game going on at the same time, Southern Boone and Sturgeon. So that'll determine the matchup for the 12:30 games. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Lowry. Howard looking for her 3rd straight punch-out, and she will not get it on this one as it misses way upstairs to even things 2-2. She's had to work into some deep counts. Howard has went 3-2 and lost Wilburn to a walk. Was in a 2-2 battle with Jensen last at bat. Is in another 2-2 one here with Lowry. Looking to retire here right here for out number 3. And she will have to lay to at least 1 more pitch as that one misses low to run at 3-2. So some good patience being shown in this inning by the Van Far hitters. And although they only have 1 base runner to show for it, forced Howard to throw a lot of pitches. So here comes the 3-2 delivery to Lowry. It is swung on and missed for strike 3. And that will end the inning. 3 straight Ks as Howard bounces back to retire the 3 that she needed, and Jaden Howard will send us to the second, still scoreless. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Show Me Sports Network.
Hi, I'm retired Army Sergeant Trent Dirks, and I want to tell you about an organization that saved and changed my life forever. Retrieving Freedom provides highly trained service dogs to veterans with disabilities and children with autism, absolutely free of charge, thanks to the generous donations and support from people just like you. Experts from Retrieving Freedom help throughout the entire process, from fostering programs through service dog placement. Retrieving Freedom gave me the skilled service dog Tracer, who has been my best friend and my lifeline. To find out more about how you can get involved, volunteer, foster, or to donate, visit their website, retrievingfreedom.org. Retrieving Freedom, changing lives through the training and placement of service dogs for veterans with disabilities and children with autism.
To the second inning we go on the Show Me Sports Network. The pitching was great in the first inning, and we'll see if it continues in the second. Ben Schmidt campaign. Happy to have you joining us on this Saturday morning as we head towards the end of August. And coming back up to the plate will be Salisbury, looking to get us on the board first.
Beautiful day for softball here.
Absolutely.
Not really clouds in the sky, nice and sunny. Should warm up here later today.
Yeah, I will say, I think when we kicked off the first set of games at 8, if I could have kept it at that temperature, I think that's what I'd pick. There's still a nice breeze going on, but it's certainly hotter than it was about 2 hours ago when we first started this day. So a long day of softball ahead. It already feels like we've been going for a while, and it's probably, by the time we get to the championship of this thing, maybe 6 hours from now, it's going to be a long but very fun day of softball.
You kind of got a feel for the teams in the home jerseys because they're wearing some dark colors right now. Van Far and black tops with some yellow lighting, and they got white breeches on, though, with some black socks. Salisbury in all black uniforms with the purple socks, black breeches, black tops.
So coming to the play will be the middle of the order for Salisbury. 5, 6, 7, Addie Wales, Jaden Howard, and Kaysen Carter. One base runner reached on a walk. That was Ricketts in the first. Actually, so far in each of the two teams' first trips to the plate, they each had one base runner reach, as this one a bunt but missed by Wills, 0-1. They each had a walk, stole a base, but then were left stranded at second. And that's how we are scoreless 0-0 top of the second inning. Didn't see about what time this game would be underway, but decently long first inning. I mean, your game had to reach the time limit, so we may be in for another one of those if this continues. Next pitch, line to left field, and that's going to get through for a base hit for Wales. That one found the gap in between third and short, and Wales is now on to lead off the second inning.
Perfect. I couldn't say it best. Like you said, found the soft spot, found the gap, dropped right in front of the fielder. A little different when you're playing on a baseball field as opposed to a regular softball field.
Outfield playing very shallow, especially Ang Hoffman in left field for Van Far. She, at least for a second ago, had 2 feet on the dirt. First pitch misses way upstairs to the lefty hitting pitcher, Jaden Howard, so it's 1-0 on her with Wales leading off at first base. Yeah, right fielder as well. Gay has that right foot on the dirt, so they are playing way in. 1-0 pitch coming, misses upstairs. So now 2-0 on Howard, who's taken 2 that have missed up.
I will say the looks look deceiving. They look like they're playing in a little bit, but a baseball infield's typically a little bit longer than a softball.
This next pitch, that one will not find the zone. It's now 3-0, and I think this field is just a bit different than the other one that is being played on. I don't think the infield extends quite as far. I believe everyone at that one is in the true outfield. Upstairs, and that's a 4-pitch walk to Howard, and back-to-back have reached to start the second inning. So Salisbury in business with 2 on and nobody out against Jensen after getting a single and a walk. And now Kaysen Carter, the first baseman, will come to the plate looking to do some damage. Looks like we're going to have a runner for Howard, the pitcher. So we're going to see who that is in just a moment. Number 6 for Salisbury coming on out to run. Looks like that is going to be, as I flip to the correct page of my roster, that's going to be Addison Schultz.
Addison Schultz
misses low there. No, that catches at the knees. Looked like it was below the knees, but it catches it. So now 0-1 on Kaysen Carter. Bats with 2 on and no out.
Addison Schultz is a sophomore. She's currently the runner on first base. Pitch running.
No balls and a strike. Here's the delivery. That one does miss low. So now we're even 1-1 on Carter. Nolk waits on deck. Salisbury looking to be the first team to get on the board. They've put 2 on with nobody out.
Each team is putting some runners on.
Next pitch hit in the air over to right field, but right at the right fielder, Gay, who only has to go back a couple of steps. Runner's going to tag. Here comes the throw to third. It's a good one, but just ahead of it is the base runner, Wales, and she's in there with a slide. So a productive out there for Carter is, although she is retired, she advances both runners who tag up and move to second and third.
In right field, Gay really showed off the arm there, getting it towards third. You got to tag it in coming time, but better keep that in mind throwing to the plate soon.
So Taylor Noak steps in with one out and runners on second and third. A ball in play could get Salisbury on the board. Jensen's going to have to really work around that. Bunt is shown, but it's pulled back, and that is a called strike. 0-1 now on the left fielder. First baseman for Van Far Woodall is pretty far in front of the first base bag. About a third of the way in, I would say. No balls and a strike coming. Bunt showed again and pulled back again. This one, unlike the first pitch, will miss outside, though, so we're even a ball and a strike.
Interesting you say that, because third base has not really come in. More at the baseline, more by third base. I wonder if that's a coaching strategy at all.
1-1 pitch, swung on a miss as Noak was out in front of that one. Swung over it, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. So a big pitch up coming could determine whether or not Salisbury gets on the board first. If Jensen can strike out Noak here, she's put herself in a position to get out of this. We'll see if Noak can put it in play. 1-2, she does put it in play. It's a ground ball to first, and it'll be one play, and that's to take it to the bag. So Wales will come in to score, and an RBI ground out for Noak makes this a 1-0 Salisbury lead. First baseman Woodall thought about it, but then decided to take the sure out, and a run comes across.
It's a tough play for Woodall because if you don't beat the throw home, you got a runner on first base, and you only got 1 out still. It was smarter for her to get the out. Yes, you give a run, but you get an out, and you're closer to getting out of the inning.
Kate Cotman in. Runner does go to third. That's the pinch runner. Bunt put down. It's a good one up the first base line. The throw to first is not in time, and beating it out is Cotman, and another run will come in to score. Beautifully executed bunt, and she beats that one out as it rolled up the first base line.
It looks really close. I thought it was going to be an out. We had a pretty good angle here on the first base line, but called safe.
So bunt single, the second hit of the inning, and it brings home the second run of the inning. Credit the RBI to Kate Cotman, and Salisbury is now up 2-0 as we go back to the top of the order and King. King grounded out to get this game started. Here's the first pitch to her. She shows bunt, but then misses. Runner's going to try and go to second, and in there ahead with the slide is Cotman. She's now in scoring position with the stolen base.
Cotman showing some wheels on the baseline, kind of looking like Jetta Laird at Mizzou, just speed.
So couple big plays the last couple of batters. Noak with the RBI ground out, then Cotman with the RBI infield single on the bunt. It's now 2-0. Next pitch, bunt shown, missed again, as King has now been 0 for 2 on bunt attempts in this at-bat, and she's now in an 0-2 count.
Wilborn looked ready to throw for third, but Cotman didn't want to test and go to third. I don't blame her.
No balls and 2 strikes. Jensen to looking to get out of this top of the second inning. Here's the right-hander's pitch. That bounce in there and gets away. So moving up to third will be Cotman. And now a runner 90 feet, actually not 90 feet away. This isn't baseball, less than 90 feet away. The third runner of the game in a 1-2 count up coming to King.
It's tough there. It just a wild pitch got away from the pitcher there.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Jensen looks in to catcher Wilburn behind the plate. She sets this one, pops right side, and that will head over the dugout. Foul ball goes over all of us. That reminds me, you guys had a foul ball in the first game that came all the way over, and we had our set up at the other field. It landed about from me the distance to one of the fans right here. I mean,
there was also a foul ball that went into concessions.
0-2 pitch bounces. 1-2 pitch bounces, so it's now 2-2. Yeah, that foul ball reminded me to say, like, yeah, you guys almost hit us from all the way over here, so you don't see that too often.
2-2 count. Anybody's count right now.
King back in. She's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. That one upstairs. A good take there. It's now a full count. Runner still at third base in Cotman. She reached on a bunt single, drove in a run just a moment ago. And now she's at third base. She went to second on a steal, and then on a wild pitch moved up to third. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Here's the pitch to King. She lines it right side, and the first baseman Woodall will make the catch.
Nice play by Woodall there.
Number
She
3.
read it clearly.
So retired is King for the second time, and that ends the inning, but not before Salisbury puts some runs on the board. They push across 2, and we'll send it to the bottom of the second with the lead. We'll be right back on the Show Me Sports Network.
Last Sentinel Firearms is your federally licensed and registered Type 7 FFL manufacturer dealer in Missouri, providing quality products to all types of sports enthusiasts, law enforcement, and individuals across the nation. Orders are currently being fulfilled, offering custom-built pistols and rifles from the AR platform made right here in Missouri. Visit their website at lastsentinelfirearms.com or call them at 417-684-7202 to find out what they've got for you. Last Sentinel Firearms, you are your last line of defense.
Bottom of the second inning now on the Show Me Sports Network. Van Far and Salisbury meeting up in the Hallsville Invitational. Double elimination tournament today. 8 teams participating, so even if you lose this first game, not the end of the day for you, but certainly a much harder path. And right now the team on the losing end is Van Far, who's about to come to the dish, trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the second inning, and they're about to face a pitcher in Jaden Howard that struck out the last 3 batters she faced in the first. She was really on her game.
She was. Another thing to note about this tournament is an hour and 15-minute on time limit on games. That's not the championship game.
We started at about 9:50 or so we're just coming up on about 30 minutes. So still plenty of time left in this game, but maybe something like you mentioned to think about as you get maybe into the 4th or 5th inning.
Once you get an hour in, you got to have urgency if you're down.
And I honestly, we have no idea if that's something that the players and coaches actually are aware of in the dugout. But regardless, certainly something to watch. Regardless, Delana Gay will lead off the bottom of the second inning, and she will swing and miss through a pitch at the top of the strike zone. 0-1. 5, 6, 7 in the order for Van Far, Gay, Woodall, and Eng Hoffman facing the left-handed pitching Howard.
One thing I noticed, you got one glove on one hand, one on the other.
Maybe a little superstitious.
No, probably.
0-1 pitch coming, and it's fouled. Catcher never saw it. Otherwise, she might have had to play it out there. But Salone just didn't know where it went, so it's going to drop down and make it 0-2. That thing hung in the air for a while. I think if she sees that right off the bat, we may be looking at out number 1.
Yep. Good hustle by the pitcher and third baseman, though.
We'll see if that comes back to hurt Howard and the rest of the Salisbury team in the field. If Gay can find a new life after being gifted another pitch. No balls and 2 strikes. Catcher Sloan sets the signs. Here's the pitch, and that one will miss top of the zone, 1-2.
That was a good eye. She had a high pitch close to the zone, but got herself a ball.
1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody on and nobody out as we just got underway in the bottom of the second inning. Salisbury leading 2-0. Next pitch, ring 'em up, called strike 3. As that's 4 straight Ks for Howard, and the Salisbury pitcher has really got the stuff working. Her first backwards K comes for the first out of the second.
I think Jaden Howard saw Peyton Thomas pitch in that first game against New Bloomfield because he said, I can strike out some batters too.
Renee Woodall now steps in, first baseman and a right-handed hitter. Light wave of the bat over the back shoulder, and here's the first pitch to her, a called strike. Yeah, it seems like in this one that it will be no problem to find some pitching. I believe the starter in your guys' game went 8 or 10 strikeouts. Starter for Hallsville went 8 strikeouts in 4 innings. So I think we're going to see a lot of Ks out today. Next pitch fouled up. That's over all of us and out of play. So very quickly 0-2 on the number 6 hitter Woodall.
One thing I learned about Mid-Missouri softball, there is no shorthand of pitching in these high schools. They got good pitchers.
Left-hander rocks, winds the arm, and delivers the 0-2, and that one will miss up. Seems like when she has gotten ahead in a 2-strike count, she goes with that rise ball top of the zone to try and get hitters to chase. Not a ton of it yet, but I would assume if hitters start pressing later on in this ballgame, that may be a pitch she gets for a strikeout.
It's a great strategy, too.
1-2 pitch on the way. This one fouled right back to us, and it hits off the cage.
Nice
about
play,
a foot for me. Yeah, I should have got the glove and went down to get it. We'll say it's easier when it's on the ground. Like if it was in the air, I probably would have flinched right there, but it was on the ground, so I just stayed put. I've also called so much baseball over the last 2 months. I've finally mastered the art of not flinching when there's just a cage that's there to protect me. 1 ball and 2 strikes, pitch upstairs, and another good take there by Woodall. She's starting to work a decent count here.
A decent count. It's 2-2 count. Still a pitcher's count. You got a couple pitches you can work with, though.
Here comes the lefty's delivery. This pitch is hit in the air well to left field. Going back at the wall and making a nice over-the-head catch is Nolk just in front of the left field wall. That's one heck of a play by the left fielder of Salisbury. And that was a ball off the bat that looked like for the Van Far first baseman was going to do some damage.
That was a great play over in left field. Like you said, it looked like it was going to do some damage, but nope. Good play at the wall.
That'll be the second out of the inning. And the Salisbury defenders are big fans of it. And now McKenna Eng-Hoffman, the left fielder, will step in as the number 7 hitter to face Howard. First pitch is swung through upstairs. No balls and a strike now.
One thing to know, though, when you hit a ball that deep, yes, it didn't work out for you, but you got solid contact, and it's going to bring some confidence up for your bats.
No ball and 1 strike pitch coming. Lefty-righty matchup. And here comes the delivery. Bunt shown, and it is fouled as that one was way up. And kind of just defensive bunt there by Eng-Hoffman is that she saw that one coming up towards her head. Was kind of defensive there and actually went to the ground, made contact.
She's holding her, looks like her rib area.
I don't think that felt too good. She's still holding it, but she's going to stay in the batter's box.
It's a good way to show. She's showing some toughness and some grit.
Kind of had to jolt out of the way, so... No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the delivery, and it misses outside 1-2. Howard looking for her 5th strikeout in just 2 innings. She had 3 straight to end the first and then 1 to open the second. Got some out from her defense on a flyout just a moment ago. We'll do the 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed, and that will end the inning on the strikeout swinging. The 5th strikeout recorded by Jaden Howard in her 2 scoreless innings of work. So we'll head to the 3rd now. So far, Salisbury out in front, 2-0. We'll be right back on the Show Me Sports Network.
Since 2018, Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC has been specializing in all things custom, using large format, high-powered lasers with some of the most advanced technologies on the market. Anything can become a canvas. This state-of-the-art system makes quick work of custom engraving on cups, glass, tile, wood, acrylic, metal, headstones with endless possibilities. They also offer custom one-of-a-kind signs that are sure to make your design stand out. Find them on Facebook at Han Custom Laser Engraving or call 573-489-8732 to find out more. Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC, a veteran-owned business.
And Jensen, Mara Jensen back out on the bump for the Van Fair defense.
Gave out 2 runs last time. Salisbury was up the bat. Don't want to do that this time, though.
Absolutely not, but I do want to say the 2 runs that she gave up, one came in on a ground out, and the other came in on a bunt single that went all of about 25 feet. So
it's not like it's barn burner hits. It's just very short stuff right now.
Bunch put down up the third base line. Jensen off the bump, bare hands, and throws just in time to get the speedy Weckenberg. That's an athletic play by the pitcher, Jensen. As if she doesn't bare hand that ball, that's probably a bunt single. So nicely done for out number 1 to retire Weckenberg.
Was nicely done. I think Jensen said, I'm tired of these bunts. So I'm just going to pick it up and throw it to first.
So Tori Ricketts, the second baseman, walked and stole a base, steps in, 1 out and nobody on in the top of the 3rd, and fouls this one straight off into the crowd. As you can hear the heads up all behind us because that was headed right our way.
Almost went into the barbecue grill.
It did. So Ricketts now back into the box facing Jensen, who's given up 2 runs. Has not struck out a batter yet. So the Salisbury approach at the plate has been a good one against the Van Far right-hander. Ricketts playing second in this contest. Catcher and cleanup hitter Julia Sloan waits on deck. Top 3, 2-0 Salisbury lead. Here comes the next pitch. That one a slow one that misses outside. So now 1 ball and 1 strike on Ricketts. It's inning just underway. Top of the 3rd. Started with a bunt ground out.
It's an early tie count. As a pitcher, you get the early 1-1 count. You still got several pitches you can work with.
Ricketts back in. This one popped up on the infield. Shortstop and second baseman both converging. And it's going to go in and out of the glove of the second baseman, Heaton. So that will allow Ricketts to reach on the E4.
It's tough there for Heaton. It looked like she just overread it and overcompensated. Looked like she only had 1 hand out for the catch instead of 2 hands.
couple Van Far defenders converged on it, and it was Jensen who put the glove up to try and, Heaton, not Jensen. It was Heaton, the second baseman, who put the glove up, but it popped out of that glove. So now a base runner with run out. That's Ricketts at first and Sloan in. This one skips in there, but staying put at first base will be Ricketts. Sloan batting from the left side of the plate, does not sport either hand with batting gloves. We'll see if she can try and add to this Salisbury lead. Here comes the next pitch. This one lined, but foul over towards the dugout.
And Sloan looks like she's up in the batter's box a bit, too. Normally, a lot of batters like to sit back there as opposed to standing up towards it. But honestly, whatever works for you as a batter.
Absolutely. Also, just from our view, it looks like not choking up a ton, but doesn't also look like she has the hands all the way down against the knob of the bat. So I think slightly choking up on that metal bat. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jensen gets set to deliver the next pitch and misses off speed. Runner's going to try and steal the slide, the tag, and out at second base is Ricketts.
Now
they overturn it to safe. The out call was put up. The umpire did rule out and then overturn it to save because I think the ball maybe have popped out of the glove of Caldwell.
That's what it looks like.
You don't see that very often when they make one call and then quickly overturn it to the other.
Yeah, you really don't. It's the first time I've seen that in a while.
2-1 count runner, and now this one skips in there, but staying put will be the runner Ricketts. It's now 3 balls and a strike, so you go from potentially 2 outs and nobody on, and now a runner at second with only 1 out because of the overturned out call. And now Sloan in a very hitters-friendly count. Here's the 3-1 pitch. She'll swing in line at foul. Count's now full.
Surprised to see a swing there. Usually at 3-1 you don't really want to swing, but I guess you really like the pitch.
Well, she made good contact on it. She was just out in front of it, and that's why it was lined into first base foul territory. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and a runner on second in the top of the 3rd inning with Salisbury already leading 2-0. Here's the pitch. This one grounded. Right side coming in is Heaton. She will underhand flip to first base in time for out number 2. Moving up to third base on the play is Ricketts, but most importantly, now just 1 more out needed for Jensen.
Good bounce back play for Heaton there. She grounds it well, makes a calm, nice throw to first, and able to hold her runner too, staying at third as opposed to going home.
Addie Wales, who had the first hit for either side, a leadoff single in the second, steps in now with 2 outs, and another hit here would make this a 3-0 Salisbury lead. She will take a first pitch. Nice block back there by Wilburn behind the plate, because if that skips away, we're potentially looking at 3-0, although they do have the extended backstop here, so not a ton of room to work with wild pitch-wise.
Pointed out, not a ton of room to work with wild pitches.
Next pitch is going to miss outside. It's now 2-0. Yeah, I think for a runner to have to come home, we would probably have to kick off left or right. If it just goes straight back, I mean, it's not going to go back far enough to where a runner can realistically
It would be a really close play if it went back straight.
2-0. This one popped up center field. Going back is a center fielder Lowry. Now she circles under it and makes the catch. 2-handed grab for out number 3. So Jensen, their nice bounce back inning, is able to keep Salisbury off the scoreboard.
Lowry able to help out her pitcher there, track the outfield ball, and get an out.
We will head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Van Far looking to get on the scoreboard. They trail this one 2-0. We'll be back in just a moment on the Show Me Sports Network.
The following public service announcement is brought to you by the Eddie Gaedel Society, Jefferson City Chapter 10, doing little things to make a big difference.
Want to make a big difference in your community? Be kind to others, drive safely, and put litter in its proper place.
Join us in celebrating Eddie Gaedel's historic Major League appearance as a member of the St. Louis Browns by doing something nice for someone today.
Take a walk, Eddie!
At Centurion Cares, for more than 3 decades, their focus has been on exceeding customer expectations for contact center software solutions. Their innovative communication solutions include utility interactive voice response software that allows for smart communication features that let your utility deliver superior customer service 24/7. They also provide other streamlined services like automatic call distribution, automated customer callback, reporting, and quality assurance. To find out more about how Centurion Cares can help your business, call them at 727-421-5300 or look them up online at centurioncares.com. Centurion Cares, innovative communication solutions.
Jaden Howard back out on the bump as the lefty pitching Dealer will be back out there for Salisbury, looking to keep Van Far off the scoreboard, currently leading this one 2-0, going to the bottom of the third inning. Winner advances to the left side of the bracket. This is a double elimination tournament. New Bloomfield and Hallsville already advanced earlier in the day, and then winner of this one will take on the winner of Southern Boone and Sturgeon. This tournament going all day long. The Hallsville Invitational, 35th annual. Right now, championship game slated to start about 3:30. Won't want to miss that. We'll have coverage of that all day long here on the Show Me Sports Network. First pitch, a called strike to Abby Shelton. So far, 7 batters faced, no hits allowed, just 1 walk by Howard through her first 2 innings. And now she's ahead, no balls and a strike. Here's her next delivery. Swung on and fouled off. Now quickly, 0-2. Big thing for Howard. She's been ahead in counts a lot so far today.
Yep. Another thing to notice, though, that Van Far hasn't been getting struck out a whole lot. Yeah, there has been 5 strikeouts, but they've been making solid contact. The ball just hasn't been dropping where they needed to.
So no balls and 2 strikes on Shelton. Here's the delivery, and the rise ball will miss upstairs. Now quickly, 1-2. Van Far sending their 8-9 and then 1 hitters to the plate here in the bottom of the third inning. We're just about 40 minutes or so into this one, so we got about 25 more minutes left. Or actually 35 more minutes left for Van Far to work back into this one if we don't finish the game before then. Called strike 3, and that will end the at-bat as Shelton is retired via the backwards K. And strikeout number 6 for Howard. She has certainly got the stuff working today.
She's got confidence in the circle right now. Command, drive, everything's working for her. She's throwing heaters. She's just making good, well pitches.
So we'll go to the very last hitter in the lineup for Van Far, Kayla Heaton. And here's the first pitch to her. She'll swing through it, 0-1. Carmen Wilburn waits on deck. She walked and stole a base in her at-bat. Salisbury scored 2 runs in the second inning to jump out in front of this one. That's where we currently stand. 1 out in the third. Bunt shown and is going to be missed. So a strike there on Heaton. It's now 0-2 as she couldn't make contact on the bunt. And now she's in danger of being out number 2, especially with the strikeout stuff that Howard has got going. Howard looking to get victim number 7 right here. Here's the lefty delivery and called strike 3. Another backwards K, second in a row and the third of the game. And it seems like Howard pretty untouchable at the moment. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to Heaton for out number 2.
My goodness, Howard is just pitching lights out right now.
So Carmen Wilburn will step in. Only base runner to reach so far for Van Far. Here's the first pitch, outside, a ball, 1-0. Ever since that walk, 8 batters retired, and 7 of them via the K for Howard. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one misses low and maybe even a little bit outside. So now 2-0 on Wilburn here in the bottom of the third inning. Back to the top of the lineup, leadoff hitter and catcher. Light wave of the bat over that back right shoulder as she awaits the 2-0 offering, and that one misses outside. So whatever reason, Carmen Wilburn is Jaden Howard's kryptonite in terms of throwing strikes.
It's a 3-0 count. You're not going to swing at this next pitch as a batter whatsoever.
Here comes the delivery to her, and that misses up. So it's a 4-pitch walk to Wilburn. She's on base for the second time, a second straight walk for her, and she stays as the only Van Far base runner to reach, and that'll bring the tying run to the plate in Madeline Caldwell. Back on the bump now is Howard, looking to get through this third inning. Still scoreless. Sloan puts down the side, and here's the delivery. That misses up, and now 5 straight balls here thrown by Howard. Just a slight loss of command.
After that 7 strikeouts, she just, like you said, it has loss of command.
So she'll take a moment before stepping back out on the bump, and now steps back and will swing that left arm. Swung on and missed, as out in front of that one was Caldwell. So there's the strike that Howard needed, and now we're even 1-1 count.
And 1-1 count. Howard's going to have a few pitches to work with.
We'll see which one she decides to go with. Runner at first base, that's Wilburn. She's been the only Van Far hitter to reach both times on walk. Next pitch swung on a miss, and Caldwell is in, and now a 1-2 count, and Howard looking to once again strike out the side. Would be the second time in 2 innings that she's done it.
Good way for Howard to battle back after throwing 5 straight balls. Now she's got 2 strikes.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a foul ball goes back to the backstop, and that'll keep the at-bat alive for Caldwell.
Howard making her work a little bit.
We'll see if she's just delaying the inevitable or if this will actually lead to the first base hit for Van Far. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, and it's just fouled off straight back. So getting a little bit more down in terms of the timing is Caldwell. Mara Jensen, the pitcher, waits on deck. Van Far still very much in this ball game. It's a 2-0 game, although I think this soon kind of feels like a 5-0 game. But just 2-0, 1 on and 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Here's the next pitch. This one flowed right side. Second baseman going after it. Ricketts is calling it. She makes the catch just in foul territory for out number 3. So ball put in play, but another out recorded, and that's 3 shutout innings for Jaden Howard. To the 4th inning we go. This is still a 2-0 game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Show Me Sports Network.
At the Boone County Journal, we're with you all the way. We know that you're more than just a subscriber. You're an employer, you're a parent, you're a neighbor. Most importantly, you're a community member. It's our goal to provide you with the latest news, sports, opinions, obituaries, classifieds, and more to keep you informed about your community. To find out more about the Boone County Journal or to subscribe, call 573-657-2334 or visit bocojoe.com. The Boone County Journal. We're with you all the way.
Running out of some of your favorite Avon products and haven't seen an Avon brochure in quite some time? No need to worry. Avon Independent Sales Representative Michelle Carty can help with your Skin So Soft makeup, jewelry, fragrance, and skincare needs. Avon now carries cleaning supplies, clothing, daily essentials, and several small LG electronic items. You now have the opportunity to shop online 24/7 and have your order shipped directly to your front door by shopping with Michelle at mcarty.avonrepresentative.com or find her on Facebook by searching Avon Carty.
Back on the Show Me Sports Network, Salisbury and Van Far taking part in this 9:30 matchup. Second couple of games taking place here on the day in Hallsville, Missouri. Where would you rather want to be on a Saturday than in Hallsville, Missouri, here watching some softball?
I couldn't think of any other place outside of maybe Missouri Softball Stadium in the spring when there's softball playing. Softball in general is just a great sport. It's growing at an exponential rate, and it's just a fun game to watch.
Absolutely, and especially the way that these two teams have played pitching the baseball so far through 3 innings. Just 2 runs allowed, and both pitchers, Jensen for Van Far and Howard for Salisbury, have put up some real impressive showings early in this one. First pitch of the inning is swung on and either fouled off or swung on miss. Regardless, it went straight into the ground, and that's now going to make it 0-1 on Jaden Howard. She scored the second run of the game on the RBI bunt hit by Kate Cotman in the second inning. She now leads off the 4th and looks at a ball that skips in there, now 1-1 on Howard.
Nice, interesting pitcher-pitcher matchup. The second time we've seen it. So I always like seeing these pitcher-pitcher matchups.
Well, so far, Howard has gotten the best of Jensen, walked and scored against her. On the other side, and I'll get to that in just a moment after the 1-1 pitch, line to right, but that's foul. That one was hit right on the nose, but out in front of it was the pitcher, Howard. On the other side, when Howard's been pitching and Jensen's been at the plate, just 1 at bat so far, and that was a strikeout. So far you can tally it up. Howard 1, Jensen 0 in that at bat, but Jensen a chance here to retire the first batter of this 4th inning ahead 1-2 on Howard. Mara Jensen so far through 3 innings, giving up just the 2 runs, has not struck out a better yet, and will have to wait another pitch as this one bounces in. We're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Very interesting, the strikeout differential in these two offense. For Salisbury at the plate, they have not been struck out once. Meanwhile, Van Far has struck out 7 times. But overall, a very good matchup so far between these two teams through the first 3 innings. 2-2 pitch, and it's fouled straight back, so we'll do it again.
One thing to note about Van Far, they've been getting solid contact, It's just the ball's not been dropping where they need it to do. It's just fielders are there, and it's been outs.
So after the foul, 2-2 once again. Here's the right-hander's delivery, and it's grounded right side, and that's going to get through into right center field for a base hit. Making the turn and heading to second is going to be Howard. Here comes a throw, the head first dive, and in there safely with a double is Howard as she grounded that one through and then hustled all the way up to second base for the extra base hit. And I think she's going to have to make a trip to the washing machine with that jersey after this one. She got dirty to get in there for the double.
Not very often you see a head first dive into second. I can tell you before, when I used to play baseball, I didn't know how to do feet first, so I just do head first. And you got to wonder if it's just because she doesn't know how to do feet first.
Well, once it grounded past the second baseman heat, and that thing rolled all the way into the right center field gap, and plenty of time for Howard to get into second base. Now a runner in scoring position with Case and Carter coming up. Here's the first pitch to her. She lines this one out to right center field, both going after that, and the center fielder Lowry makes the catch. Runner's going to tag. Here's the throw to third, and it's going to be in there. The throw gets away, and now coming in to score will be the runner. It's now 3-0 as crossing the plate on the tag up, and then the errant throw, as that'll be for Salisbury. Addison Schultz, she makes this thing 3-0 as the run comes in to score on the Carter fly ball.
Good heads-up awareness by the sophomore. She's not going to have a lot of playing time, but she got in as a pinch runner, and she noticed the throw was over and got the home plate.
Yeah, I didn't have time to mention it as we were talking about the double by Howard, but Howard was ran for by Schultz, and her speed comes back to help right there. Salisbury as they push across their third run of the game. No RBI for Carter as Schultz scored on the throwing error, but productive out that moved her up to third, and it's now 3-0, one out into the fourth, and an 0-1 count on Taylor Nolk, who had an RBI ground out her first time up.
Bases are clear right now. No runners on.
Here comes the next pitch. It's fouled off, and now very quickly 0-2 on Nolk. Jensen looking to get through this fourth inning before any more damage is done.
After starting this inning a good way, Salisbury's in danger of getting another out on them. Only still one out, though.
Nolk at the plate. 0-2 with Cotman on deck, and that one will miss to keep the at-bat alive. 1-2. Jensen is still working pretty quickly. She's still working for that first strikeout of her, I guess, morning still at this point. We're at 10 o'clock something. Swung on and missed, and she's going to get that first strikeout as she retires Nolk via the K, and it's the one swinging for out number 2 here in the inning.
Confidence booster as a pitcher. You finally get that first strikeout. Now you can settle in a little bit and say, like, hey, I can get these batters now.
Cotman, the number 9 hitter, steps in. Her second time up, had an RBI bunt single last time she tripped to the plate. Came to the plate, and this first pitch sails over everybody. It's 1-0 on Cotman. Takes a look down to the third base coach for the sign before stepping back into the box. Nobody on with 2 outs, but a run already in the inning. Next pitch to her, she'll take a ball outside, 2-0 on the center fielder. Pretty much straight up defense. First baseman Woodall looks to be playing a little bit more in. I think expecting the bunt that was placed last time, but no bunt shown as this one misses outside. It's 3-0. Cotman may not even have to use the speed as she has not seen really a close pitch in this at-bat.
Again, 3-0 count. You're not going to see a swing here. As a batter, you never swing at a 3-0 count.
Cotman steps out of the box. I mean, maybe if you're one of the absolute pros that knows where to hammer your pitch, but Cotman's not going to swing here, and she'll get awarded a free pass on the base on balls. 4-pitch walk, second base runner to reach this inning, and we'll go back to the top of the order in King with now good speed on at first base. I'd say it's a pretty safe bet to say that we'll probably see Kaufman off and running at some point in this at-bat. So King steps in. She's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a line out.
Something Wilborn has to watch for.
Here's the next pitch. That one misses outside.
You can tell Wilborn, after she took that pitch in at catcher, she looked over at first base to see what Cotman was doing.
Back into the box now is King, shortstop and a leadoff hitter. Here's the next pitch, and that one will miss outside. Runner once again not going, but it's now quickly a 2-0 count as 6 straight balls have been thrown to Cotman and King.
It's a little rough because she finally got her first strikeout, but like you said, thrown 6 consecutive balls.
2 balls and no strikes. Next pitch also outside, and that's ball number 7 in a row. And she's got to find the strike zone here as she's in danger of putting a runner in scoring position. If Jensen gives out the free pass to King, would put 2 on with 2 outs.
Just got to focus one pitch at a time.
2-0 pitch, or 3-0 pitch, misses outside, and that'll be ball 4. That one looked to be a pretty decent offering right there out of the right arm, but
it did.
King took it.
I'm surprised it was not called. Maybe it was a little outside. Again, at our angle, it's a little hard to tell.
I'm surprised that they haven't gone out to at least have a quick chat with Jensen, because after 8 straight balls, just needs to she has the stuff, just needs to settle down. First pitch, ground ball to Woodall, and Jensen got exactly what she needed. 1 pitch and out, number 3. Nicely done to rebound after the back-to-back walks, and that ends the inning. Salisbury adds another run on the fly ball and throwing error. Howard's pinch runner, Schultz, comes in to score, and we will head to the bottom of the 4th with Salisbury leading 3-0. We'll be right back on the Show Me Sports Network.
Hello, Blake Gazaway here with the Show Me Sports Network. I've had the opportunity to have some amazing calls, including overtime touchdowns, walk-off home runs, and buzzer-beating baskets. But I've answered another call. That's to serve my community as a volunteer firefighter. Stop and think what would happen if your home or property caught fire and no one was there to put it out. Every day, volunteer firefighters not only save lives and property, but also respond to other emergencies. Nearly 2/3 of our nation's fire departments are manned by volunteer firefighters. And because of this, we simply need more volunteers to step up and answer the call. Stop by or contact your local fire department and see how you can become a volunteer firefighter today. I answered the call to serve my community. Will you?
In today's world, injury prevention is at the top of everyone's list. However, heat-related occurrences get routinely overlooked. Zealous WBGT puts that front and center. By using cutting-edge formulas and technology, Zealous WBGT streamlines and simplifies obtaining and documenting wet bulb globe temperature readings. With a simple touch of a button, you can check WBGT anywhere in the world, receiving alerts when the WBGT goes over the threshold you select. Join the stress-free way to protect student-athletes, employees, and overall operations from extreme heat by downloading the free Zealous WBGT app today. Save time, save money, save lives with Zealous WBGT.
Mara Jensen in to lead off the bottom of the 4th inning after just completing her 4th inning of work on the mound, and she will get things going with a swing and a miss against Howard to start the bottom of the 4th. 3, 4, 5, Jensen, Lowry, and Gay due up for Van Far. They have really got to get things going, showing 3-0. And Jaden Howard has been in business for Salisbury on the mound. Here comes the 0-1 delivery to Jensen. It is swung on and missed again in and out of the glove of the catcher Sloan, but it doesn't matter. It's now 0-2.
Van Far's going to show a little bit of urgency here. We're about an hour into this game. Remember, each game has an hour and 15-minute time limit, except for the championship game.
No balls and 2 strikes. Right-handed batter struck out her first time up, and she will take one right here to make it 1-2. Next 3 batters in the order, Jensen, Lowry, and Gay, were all retired via strikeout. His first time through the order, 7 strikeouts for Jaden Howard. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody on and no out. Here's the pitch, and it bends out of the zone. So Jensen has worked things even here. 2 balls and 2 strikes as she looks to get on and potentially give Van Far their first hit. They've had 2 walks, but that's it. Both walks came by Wilburn at the top of the order. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and going up to get it and coming up empty is Jensen. She swings through it. That's out number 1 in the 4th. Second time she's been struck out.
It's a tough swing because it's a high pitch. Probably shouldn't have swung on it, but it's just tough as a batter because you want that right there.
Especially with the rise ball. I'm sure that thing out of the hand looked like it was going to be about chest level, but then ended up at about her eyes. So now first batter retired, Lowry in, and she will take a first pitch ball to jump out ahead in the count.
Lowry made a nice play in center field earlier to get a pop fly out.
Here comes the 1 ball, no strike delivery to Lowry, who bats with nobody on, 1 out in the 4th, and that pitch also misses up. So now 2-0, Lowry a chance to reach here. Just a 3-0 deficit for Van Far. Just need a couple base runners, and then if you can put a charge into one, you're right back in this game, but it's going to take some work against a good pitcher in Howard, who has 8 strikeouts. This one in the air, shallow right field. Coming in on it is going to be the right fielder, Wales, and she makes the catch for out number 2. Decent contact there by Lowry, but she is retired for the second out of the 4th.
Been the story of the game for Van Far. Decent contact, but again, just another bad spot where the ball doesn't drop.
So quickly retiring 2 batters here in this inning is Howard, and now she'll face Delana Gay, who struck out looking her first time up. Really wide stance for the right fielder, and she will swing, hit this one on the infield. Second baseman Ricketts calls it and makes the catch with two hands. One pitch needed for out number 3 as Howard goes 3 up, 3 down. She's pitched 4 hitless innings with 8 strikeouts to get us to the 5th inning, with Salisbury leading this one 3-0. So coming back up to the plate will be Salisbury. We'll be back in just a moment to bring you that on the Show Me Sports Network.
Creating custom, handcrafted woodworking projects has never been easier. Become a member of Sawdust Studios and enjoy 24/7 access to a woodworker's paradise. Outfit with industry-leading professional-grade tools, Sawdust Studios offers endless woodworking possibilities. Don't have woodworking experience? No problem, as Sawdust Studios offers affordable classes from a community of woodworkers, experienced designers, and master craftsmen. Youth classes are also offered for those junior woodworkers. For more information, search Sawdust Studios on Facebook or find them online at sawdust247.com. Sawdust Studios, your community woodshop.
Looks like we're going to have a new pitcher on the mound for Van Far, as looks like Mara Jensen's day is done. She goes 4 innings, gives up 3 runs, strikes out just 1 batter, and we'll get you that new pitcher for Van Far in just a moment.
Delana Gay is on in the circle.
That would make sense. So Gay moves into the bump. We'll see what she's got in store, trying to keep this game at just a 3-0 deficit. But a pretty good approach at the plate so far today for Salisbury, especially in just not striking out really whatsoever outside of the 1.
Yep. It's a tough day for Van Far so far. Like I said, they haven't had a whole lot of offense, but it's not because they haven't been getting struck out left and right. Yes, there has been 8 strikeouts, but they've been making solid contact, just falling in bad spots. That's just been the story of the game for Van Far. And now you got to use another pitcher, which in tournament days like these is a little rough because you would like to see your starting pitcher go all the way at least the first game.
So Delana Gay is going to have her work cut out for her at least to start, as she'll have to face 3, 4, 5 in the order here in the 5th. And we'll see what she can put together stepping into that circle for the first time. She'll face Ricketts, who's reached twice, and she's going to ground this one to short. Throw to first is in time. Nicely done from Caldwell to Woodall, and that's 1 pitch and 1 out for Gay just into the ball game as Ricketts is retired.
That was a good opening play there. Nice opening pitch. Yes, it gets hit, but Caldwell able to grab it up and throw it to first.
So Julia Sloan, the cleanup hitter and catcher, she's 0 for 2 and will now jump into the box with that front right foot basically standing on the front line of the batter's box. She'll face the right-handed pitching Gay and take a first pitch strike. Through just the warm-up pitches and the 2 she's thrown, it looks like Gay has a pretty decent fastball. That thing has some movement and some late life to it.
Looks like she's bringing some heat to it.
0-1 pitch on the way. This one grounded right side. First baseman Woodall will take it to the bag herself, and that's another ground out, and Gay needs just 3 pitches to retire the first 2 she faces here in the 5th. 2 up, 2 down.
Gay has really come in and said, don't worry, Coach. I got your back. Let's just get a 1-2-3 inning, hopefully.
Exactly what they needed, too, is there's only about 20 minutes left in this game to get her offense back to the plate. Next pitch now fouled off to the backstop on Addie Wales, who's got a single, a run scored, and a flyout, so it's 0-1. See if she can go 3 up, 3 down in her first inning on the mound of this ball game. Wales right-handed hitting right fielder, hitting 5th today. And the Salisbury batter will take that one that apparently just misses to make it 1-1. Looked to be a pretty good pitch, but was off the inside part of the plate. So now we're even a ball and a strike on Wales. Jaden Howard, the pitcher, waits on deck. Here comes the delivery. And that one misses as well, 2-1. 2 very close pitches that Wales has taken, both called balls.
2 very different pitches, though. One was a fastball, one was a change of pace one.
2 balls, 1 strike. Next pitch, grounded right side. Second baseman Heaton's got it. Her throw to first is a perfect one, and 3 up, 3 down on 3 straight groundouts for the new pitcher, Gay. And she does exactly what Van Far needed, retiring Salisbury in order. Now we'll see if the Van Far offense can show up. They've got work to do, trailing 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning on the Show Me Sports Network.
Hi, I'm retired Army Sergeant Trent Dirks, and I want to tell you about an organization that saved and changed my life forever. Retrieving Freedom provides highly trained service dogs to veterans with disabilities and children with autism, absolutely free of charge, thanks to the generous donations and support from people just like you. Experts from Retrieving Freedom help throughout the entire process, from fostering programs through service dog placement. Retrieving Freedom gave me the skilled service dog Tracer, who has been my best friend and my lifeline. To find out more about how you can get involved, volunteer, foster, or to donate, visit their website, retrievingfreedom.org. Retrieving Freedom, changing lives through the training and placement of service dogs for veterans with disabilities and children with autism.
Last Sentinel Firearms is your federally licensed and registered Type 7 FFL manufacturer dealer in Missouri, providing quality products to all types of sports enthusiasts, law enforcement, and individuals across the nation. Orders are currently being fulfilled, offering custom-built pistols and rifles from the AR platform made right here in Missouri. Visit their website at lastsentinelfirearms.com or call them at 417-684-7202 to find out what they've got for you. Last Sentinel Firearms, you are your last line of defense.
Work to do for Van Far as they come to the plate in the bottom of the fifth inning, facing the Salisbury pitching, and it has been some very good pitching so far against Mara Jensen. And we'll see, not Mara Jensen, it's actually Jaden Howard. I misread that. And Howard has been very, very efficient and has kept this offense in check. And the first pitch, a called strike, 0-1. Bottom of the fifth inning in the first round for these two teams, Van Far and Salisbury, in this Hallsville Invitational. Here comes the 0-1 delivery. That one in there, a called strike. So very quickly, 0-2 against Howard, who has worked into the fifth inning. She's facing Renee Woodall to lead off the fifth and has jumped ahead 0-2. It'll be Woodall, Hank Hoffman, and Shelton due up. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the lefty's pitch, and that rise ball missed out of the zone, 1-2.
Jaden Howard, as you mentioned, has been great in the circle. She has 8 strikeouts today. She just keeps working.
Here comes the 1 ball, 2 strike delivery. Defense playing pretty much straight up. Here's the pitch, and this one lined to right side, but nice catch with the underhand by the second baseman, Ricketts, as she catches that one on the fly, and that's out number 1 on the pop out to the second baseman. Woodall's retired for the second straight time.
Just another bad string of bad luck for Van Far with another ball that just doesn't drop. Richett with another great play.
Well, they've yet to have a ball that's dropped because they don't have a hit so far. Only 2 base runners came on Carmen Wilburn walks. Everyone else been retired, and 8 of them via strikeout. And they've got work to do, trailing 3-0, 1 out into the fifth. Bunt shown, it's put down. Third baseman Wickenberg comes in, and a perfect throw, and plenty of time as Ricketts covered the bag, and nicely executed defense there from Wickenberg to Ricketts for out number 2.
Wickenberg with solid fundamental. What is literally first thing you do when you start practice is you practice bunt attempts. You practice taking those ground balls and coming up and getting them and throwing them.
And even, too, the second baseman Ricketts covering the first base bag as the first baseman Carter crashed. First pitch swung on a miss by Abby Shelton. She's behind 0-1, struck out looking her first time up.
You tell both teams are well coached.
Howard's got a strikeout every inning so far, except in this one. First, he retired on a ground out and a line out, but she's ahead 0-2 now on Shelton. We'll see if she can put her away with one more pitch in the zone, looking to complete her 5th inning of work against the home Van Far team. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, and 2 outs. The wind, the kick, the pitch is swung on, grounded left side. Weckenberg on a hopper, he's got it, and the throw to first is in time, nicely dug out by Carter on the other end, and that's back-to-back roundouts to the third baseman to get outs 2 and 3 of the inning and send us to the 6th. Don't go anywhere. We've got a close one as this one heads towards the finish. 3-0 Salisbury leads on the Show Me Sports Network.
Since 2018, Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC has been specializing in all things custom, using large format, high-powered lasers with some of the most advanced technologies on the market. Anything can become a canvas. The state-of-the-art system makes quick work of custom engraving on cups, glass, tile, wood, acrylic, metal, headstones with endless possibilities. They also offer custom one-of-a-kind signs that are sure to make your design stand out. Find them on Facebook at Han Custom Laser Engraving or call 573-489-8732 to find out more. Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC, a veteran-owned business.
The following public service announcement is brought to you by the Eddie Gaedel Society, Jefferson City Chapter 10, doing little things to make a big difference.
Want to make a big difference in your community? Be kind to others, drive safely, and put litter in its proper place.
Join us in celebrating Eddie Goodell's historic Major League appearance as a member of the St. Louis Browns by doing something nice for someone today.
Take a walk, Eddie.
Delana Gay is back out in the circle, working for a second time after she came in last inning and retired all three via groundout. So we'll see if she can do the same here. And what would be a second inning of work facing the bottom part of this Salisbury lineup, 6, 7, 8. She's going to have to deal with Howard, Carter, and Nolk. We're going to keep this game right at 3-0. They told us they wouldn't start another inning after an hour and 15 minutes, and we're right about an hour 5. So we're pushing up against the clock for a Van Far team that's got to score at least 3 runs, and they're not even at the plate. They're in the field. So we'll see how that plays out. First pitch from Gay's upstairs, swing and miss, 0-1.
Yep, Gay's going to have to really work here, work some fast pitches, and try to get this inning done really quick.
I'd be very interested to see strategy-wise if they are aware of that time.
Well, it looks like it. She's been throwing back-to-back quick pitches.
Next pitch, a foul ball. Switch now 0-2 on Howard. Yeah, Gay so far, this is now her 4th batter face. She's thrown just 2 balls and has retired everyone so far.
You can see the urgency. She's getting ready. No
balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch, swung on, line to shallow left field, but the left fielder, Eng Hoffman, will hang up and get it. That's a fly out for out number 1. 4 up, 4 down for Gay in relief. So nicely done by the left fielder, Eng Hoffman, to come in. Looked like that ball had a little bit of knuckle action to it, but she was able to camp under it and get out number 1 in the inning. And now Case and Carter will step in and look to keep this inning, get a base runner on for Salisbury. Here's the first pitch to her, fouled straight back, 0-1. Yeah, you are completely right how quickly Gay is working. And I don't know if that's obviously the first time we have seen this Van Far team, if that's a normality for her or it's because of the time restrictions on this game. We'll have to see how they decide to call this one. 0-1 pitch is going to loop just upstairs, 1-1.
You can tell she has some urgency. So the coaches have definitely communicated to the players that, hey, we got an hour and 15 minutes. We're down. We got to pick up the pace a little bit.
Top of the 6th inning, 1-1 pitch, swung on and foul tipped into the glove of Wilburn. So now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gay looking for her first strikeout in relief of Jensen, who went the first 4 innings, struck out a batter, gave up 3 runs. And here comes the 1-2 delivery. Pitch is swung on, popped up third baseman. Barely has to move, as I don't think Shelton had to move a foot catching that pop up for out number 2.
It was right to her. She just made a nice play.
So Taylor Noak will be the next batter to step in, still looking for someone to reach against this relief pitcher Gay. With Gay and Jedson, 7 straight have been retired by Van Far pitching against Salisbury hitters. This one misses upstairs, 1-0 to Nolk, who's got an RBI ground out and a strikeout swinging.
Again, to mention, Salisbury's gotten the bats going where they've gotten 3 runs, but it hasn't been barn burners to deep outfield.
Next pitch is fouled out of play over all of us. So that makes it 1 ball, 1 strike count, even on Nolk.
Right in the backyard of somebody's house.
I didn't even realize we're essentially playing in someone's backyard.
We are definitely playing in somebody's backyard.
1 ball, 1 strike pitch. That one snaps in there, a called strike, 1-2, as Gay continues to attack the strike zone against these Salisbury hitters and is now 1 strike away from concluding a second straight 3 up, 3 down inning out of the bullpen. She's back in the circle, 1-2 pitch. This one lined right side. It is going to be fielded on a backhand, but not in time, as beating it up the line was Nolk. That'll go down as an infield single, as Heaton did about all she could, but just not enough time to get the hustling Nolk. That's a base hit.
Heaton, though, with a nice hustle to chase down that ball. She did her job at second base. Unfortunately, just didn't get an out.
So that'll bring up Kate Cotman, who's been on base both times with an infield single and a walk. First pitch coming to her. Bunt Shona goes way high, so that'll allow moving up to second base. That'll get to be Noel, because that one goes to the backstop. So she's now in scoring position with 2 outs and a 1-0 count to Cotman.
Interesting note about Cotman's stance. It's kind of slanted a little bit. It's kind of like she's in a sprinter's position. And that is game.
A timer goes off, and yeah, I mean, they're going to keep playing, though.
Hank might finish out the inning.
Interesting to see what happens. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Misses high again, but Common tried to stab at it and bunted, so that's going to go as a strike when it should have been 2 balls and no strikes.
Yep.
There is a runner on second base. Salisbury, the team leading this game, is at the plate in the top of the 6th inning, up 3-0. 2 outs, and Common back in the box. This one grounded left side, and that's going to get into left field for a base hit. They are going to wave around the runner. The throw to the plate is on time.
Running.
The tag, and out at the plate is Noak as Eng Hoffman throws a dime to Wilburn behind the plate, and that will end the inning. That's one heck of a defensive play to keep this thing at 3-0.
It was a great defensive play. Heck, I was really surprised that they were sending her because it would have been really aggressive base running.
That's about as good as you can do from Eng Hoffman to Wilburn, and that will send us to the bottom of the 6th. Presumably the last chance coming up for Van Far. They trail this one 3-0. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Show Me Sports Network.
At Centurion Cares, for more than 3 decades, their focus has been on exceeding customer expectations for contact center software solutions. Their innovative communication solutions include utility interactive voice response software that allows for smart communication features that let your utility deliver superior customer service 24/7. They also provide other streamlined services like automatic call distribution, automated customer callback, reporting, and quality assurance. To find out more about how Centurion Cares can help your business, call them at 727-421-5300 or look them up online at centurioncares.com. Centurion Cares, innovative communication solutions.
At the Boone County Journal, we're with you all the way. We know that you're more than just a subscriber. You're an employer, you're a parent, you're a neighbor. Most importantly, you're a community member. It's our goal to provide you with the latest news, sports, opinions, obituaries, classifieds, and more to keep you informed about your community. To find out more about the Boone County Journal or to subscribe, call 573-657-2334 or visit bocojoe.com. The Boone County Journal. We're with you all the way.
Last chance coming to the plate for Van Far. They trail 3-0 in the bottom of the 6th, and they've got work to do against Jaden Howard, who's gone 5 innings, struck out 8, and is not allowed a run. Just 2 walks on her line so far. She has put up one heck of a pitching performance and will face Kayla Heed to start off the bottom of the 6th. Here's the first pitch, swung on a miss, 0-1. As Howard's got a strikeout in every inning except one. She has been dealing against this Van Far offense. It'll be 9-1-2, Heaton, Wilburn, and Caldwell as Salisbury looks to finish this thing off. Here's the next pitch that swung on and missed again, and very quickly 0-2 on Heaton, who struck out looking her first time up.
This is very much the last chance for Van Far. The timer did go off, but because we were in the middle of the inning, the game did not end. After this ending, the game will end.
No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and that misses outside. It's now 1-2 on Heaton.
Heaton's going to have to protect the plate to avoid this first out. He's got to make the pitcher work a little bit.
Here comes the 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. That misses upstairs. Now even 2-2 on Heaton, who's looking to start a rally for this Van Far offense. They've been kept at bay pretty much all game long. It is double elimination. It's not the end of things if Van Far can't come back here in the bottom of the 6th. Here comes a 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. It's swung on and missed for strike 3. That's another K, the 9th of the game for Howard, and out number 1 here in the 6th.
Howard's been dealing all day, and she does it again with 9 strikeouts. And Van Far got only 2 outs left right now.
So the first out of the inning, and back to the top we go. The only base runner so far this game for Van Far has been Carmen Wilburn, who's walked both times, but she looks at a called strike here, 0-1.
Although the lead is not insurmountable for Van Far. They're only down 3. It's only 3-0.
Here comes the 0-1 pitch. This one swung on and missed again, in and out of the glove of the catcher Sloan, but it's now 0-2 on Wilburn as the chances are dwindling for this Van Far offense. Yeah, it's only 3-0. It's just the way that Howard is pitched, it just feels like a bigger deficit, but you only need to string a couple hits together and you're right back in it. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, and 1 out in the 6th. Here's the pitch. It's swung on and missed, in and out of the glove of Salone. She's up with it, though, to first. Is in time. That's another K, and that's into double digits for Salone, her 10th of the game, and she's 1 out away from completing 6 hitless innings.
It looks like
looks like that's not a strikeout. I don't know why.
Yeah, foul.
Oh, they called foul ball. Interesting. So it's still no balls and 2 strikes on Wilburn. Well, they threw down to first base. That was what caught me off guard. And now that comes in and hits Wilburn, so she's now going to get gifted first base. That could be the turning point that Van Far needed.
That could be.
Went from what looked like it was going to be a swing and a miss and a strikeout with Wilburn out after the throw down to first. They change it to a foul ball, and then she comes back and gets hit by a pitch. And now the tying run moves into the on-deck circle for Van Far.
Caldwell, if she can knock one home, it will be anybody's ball game.
First pitch to her. This one swung on and fouled back 0-1.
Yeah, Caldwell hits a home run or gets a runner on gets on base. You got a tying batter coming up.
This inning started with a strikeout of Heaton before Wilburn was just hit by a pitch. She's now been on all 3 times. Next pitch, bunt shown. It's put down. It's a good one. Hustling up the first base line. The throw is just in time to get Caldwell. Is nicely done to the covering Ricketts at first base. And a big play for out number 2 right there as Caldwell almost beat it out.
I don't know about that. It looked like Ricketts took up her foot that was on the bag. It was really close. It looked like that foot came up off the bag before the tag.
It very easily could have had first and second base with only 1 out, tying run coming to the plate, but Caldwell is called out. And it took a pretty much perfect defensive play by Salisbury to get that out recorded. So now we'll see what Mara Jensen can do. Stepping in, number 3 hitter. This one is low, misses a ball, 1-0. Jensen 0 for 2. As Howard will complete her 6th inning of work. She's got 9 Ks so far and has to work with a runner on second base. That's Wilburn. That's the only race runner she's had to deal with all day long, as Wilburn's had a good day at the plate. Next pitch swung on it in the air on the infield. Shortstop King going over towards it. Angles at the second base bag and makes the catch for out number 3 to end the 6th inning. And that looks like that is going to end it as Howard completes her 6th shutout inning of work. And that is your final score, 3-0 in favor of Salisbury. They take this one to advance the winner side of the tournament. And that is a happy celebration for them as they'll go out and shake hands with Van Far. And with us having so many tournament games to get to, that's just basically going to wrap it up for us. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in just a few moments. Salisbury takes this one 3-0 over Van Far. For Campaign, I'm Ben Schmidt. Thanks so much for spending your Saturday morning with us on the Show Me Sports Network. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will see you next time.
You've been listening to the biggest and absolute best coverage in mid-Missouri on the exclusive home for area high school softball. The Show Me Sports Network. The Show Me Sports Network broadcast crew are the ones that know your team the best. Exclusive coverage of area high school softball has been brought to you by Avon.